Melvin, thanks for the time today. And understand you can't talk about legal issues regarding the DUI, but how were you able to handle that with Elway and Fangio and your teammates? Do you believe you've kind of been able to move forward since that?
I have, and when things were about to get out and things like that, I had, contacted, Elway and my coaches, and let some teammates of mine know, and they know I'm very apologetic about the situation. And obviously, because of legal things, I haven't been able to publicly, go out and say what I need to say. But just for me to you guys to put it out, I am, sorry that I was even in the situation. I don't want people to feel like, oh, because Melvin didn't say anything or he didn't speak on it, he just don't care and he's not apologetic about the situation. That's not the case at all. Obviously, I try to do my best to, walk a straight line and lead by example with things like that. So I'm a little upset that I even, put myself in this situation for it to be brought, to others around. But, even my family was reaching out and things like that. So, I had a hard time just dealing with it myself. Like I said, never been in trouble before. So, it was tough. But, just to the people of Denver and everyone, I just don't want anyone to feel like, I just don't care. And like, oh, he got his money. He don't care about, I do. I do. And I'm not happy that I was in the situation. But, it's just something that I just want to let you guys know that you could put out to the people for me, at least.
And how do you now kind of move on from that to help this team get a big win going against your former team? I mean, this is kind of a crossroads game for you guys.
Yeah. You just kind of got to put it behind you. Whatever as a man, you just got to face whatever, challenges that you have and kind of just push it to the side and deal with the task at hand. And, that's what I've been trying to do. Like I said, it hasn't been the easiest thing, but, I feel like I could pretty much get through anything with a solid mindset. It's kind of unfortunate that I got sick the New England game and, I had to sit out and, shaking some rust off, I feel like, in a sense, the last game. But, I'm ready to win a game, not just because it's the Chargers, but just because it's the next team, that's on our schedule. And we need to do whatever we can at this point to try to rack up some W's to get in a position to get some playoffs.
Next one, Ryan O'Halloran.
Hey, Melvin, I got two for you. The first one is, league discipline could come down before the end of the season. How do you keep that out of your mind while focusing on the game this week?
Yeah, man, I'm not really worried about, all that, to be honest. You deal with that when you have to deal with it. Right now, I'm just kind of focused on the Chargers and kind of getting my mind, ready and prepared to kind of win this game.
Secondly, a couple fumbles, the one and then the flea flicker. How important is it to work on those fundamentals, make sure those?
Yeah, as far as the flea flicker, how many times in a year you run that play? It was just kind of unfortunate, just put too much on it. And, we were kind of heating up, and to make that play, I was kind of upset with myself. And obviously with the fumble, you don't go out there and try to fumble. Obviously, the guy who fumbles feel the worst in the whole state and the whole world at that point in time. But that's what happens when you try to go out there and make a play. I'm dying to make a play. In a sense, I'm trying to help this team win, and I'll do whatever it takes. I'm a competitor. And, sometimes when you got 3-4 guys on you, you got to be smart and go down. You can't take the whole team. And, just my mindset, how competitive I am, I just got to be aware of that. And I will. I don't really feel like it's an issue with me. Like I said, I get too caught up sometimes on trying to make the play to get us in a position to be successful, and you kind of lose focus on that. And, you just got to be aware of both.
Next one, Eric DeLala.
Melvin, you spent a long time playing with Phillip with the Chargers. What are the differences being with a guy like Drew, who's younger and is still trying to kind of figure things out and develop? And how has that been different for you in the huddle?
Yeah. Well, they got two different games. They got two different games. They're two different style quarterbacks. Drew could, he could sit in the pocket and, he's really great on the run. And Phil was just, he knew he wasn't as mobile as Drew. So he made his money inside the pocket, really, kind of understanding, what's really going on because he can. Not saying that Drew don't, but he knows that he can't run out the pocket like you can. Kind of extend the thing. So, it's obviously it's different, but Drew's on his what year? The second year. Phil was on year 14. So I'm pretty sure at year 14, Drew will be, just as suave, just as nice in the pocket. It comes down to reps, I feel like. And obviously Phil had years and years and years of reps. And he's seen the same looks plenty of times. And, obviously Drew's still young to the league. But I think once Drew, get his time in and get his games in and his reps in, I think he's going to be just as good as anyone else out there.
Are there things you have to do to help with a younger quarterback that maybe you didn't have to with Phil?
I just gotta, when he give me the ball, opportunity, try to make it really happen. Make it easier on him by, making explosive plays. Keeping his jersey clean. Picking up blocks, cleaning up blocks, just doing what a back is supposed to do. So that's pretty much what it is. To kind of help Drew out, make the game easier for him is just when I get my opportunity, just kind of make it go.
Time for a few more. Next one, Arnie.
Hey, Melvin, you got Curtis Modkins, your position coach, back this week. Now there's word that Mike Munchak is out for COVID-19 reasons. I'm wondering if, what's the kind of the reaction in the locker room? And then secondly, the Jaguars have a running back, Raquel Armstrong from Temple. It came out this week that he's been hospitalized twice with severe breathing problems from COVID-19. And I'm wondering if it's jarring to hear of a young player that, in the league going through that kind of thing.
Well, to start with that, I think it's tough to hear anybody going through COVID, not just him, but just anybody. It's a terrible disease. A lot of people have lost a lot of loved ones because of it. So just hearing anybody going through that, it's not, just because he's a football player and he's a young player. It's just, it's regular people out there that's going through that you hear about all the time. And it's kind of, it sucks to see it. It sucks to hear, but it's just something that we have to go through right now that I hope we can overcome, as a country, and figure something out. As far as, with our coaches, we dealt with that with our own, my own position coach. So we have a good idea how to deal with it. I think the Zoom meetings, they still are interacting and still are being able to coach, the players through that. We had to do that with our coach. He kind of coached us through the iPad and through the Zoom meeting. So that kind of make things easier. It's not the same as them being here, but, we can only do what we can. But it's just adversity. It's adversity. You have to be able to deal with it. It's going to come in different fashions. And for us, it's coming in that way. So we have to deal with it. We have to figure it out and deal with it. We can't just be like, well, our coaches are out. It's just, well, let's just take a loss and wait till they get back. It doesn't work like that. This is the National Football League, and we're expected to go out there and win regardless of what's going on. You overcome it and make it happen.
Last two, Zach, then Mark Kisla. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Melvin, how do you approach this week going up against your former team that drafted you in the first round? What's your mindset, and are you interacting with some of those players that
Well, I talked to a couple guys. And they told me they were going to be coming after me. But, I don't take it any different than any other week. I practice really hard, and I try to, mentally and physically be prepared for, whatever team is ahead of us. You don't want to be too overly high on emotion. I think that's how you make mistakes and go out there and do too much, and you kind of put yourself in a bad position. So I'm just take it like I do every week. Obviously it's going to be cool to go up against some of the guys that I've built a great relationship with over the years. But it's no different than any other team. We're going to prepare the exact same way and go out here and try to get this W.
Final one, Mark.
2020's been odd for all of us, and for you, new team, the unrest back home in Wisconsin, your arrests, the fumbles. What's the emotional ride been like for you, and how would you evaluate your play so far?
It's been crazy, man. It's definitely been a roller coaster, of the year for me personally. But like I said, you have to be able to overcome everything. It's just been a weird year, I think, for everybody in a sense. It's just something that we have to all deal with at the moment. until, things get figured out. But, my year it's okay. I built up some momentum, and then, got sick and, with the little throat thing or whatever, and had to sit out and then came back. And obviously I didn't have the game that I wanted to have. My expectations are higher than anyone's. And I didn't have the game that I wanted. So it's okay. But, week 8, starting week 7, week 8 is kind of when I like to turn up and get things going. It's not too late. We got a lot of games left to turn things around. And, the year's not over with for us. For me, I can still go out here and still show and be the back that I want to be. I got a lot of games left. I'm not really worried about that. It's more just so about being consistent and piecing things together to win these ball games. But as far as me and my performance, it's okay. It's not up to my standards at all. But I got a lot of time to change that. So I'm definitely intending on doing so.